The next hormone is ACTH, that is the adrenocorticotropic hormone. Actually, it is a very important hormone in physiology, and it is a polypeptide hormone that is made by 39 amino acids. Okay, and this hormone is secreted from the corticotrope cells of the anterior pituitary. Okay, we have said earlier that corticotrope cell is one type of basic cell. Okay, basic cell, one type of. Then we will discuss about the function of the ACTH. Actually, ACTH is a trophic hormone. ACTH, adrenocorticotropic hormone, induces the adrenal gland. Adrenal gland, where the adrenal gland is located, the location of the adrenal gland is just above the kidney. So sometimes we can say the adrenal gland as suprarenal gland, as it locates on just above the kidney, then it is called suprarenal, because renal means kidney, and as it locates above the kidney, then it is called suprarenal gland. So if ACTH act on the adrenal gland, then its name is adrenocorticotropic hormone. Actually, ACTH stimulates the adrenal cortex part and as well as adrenal medulla, and as a result, the adrenal cortex and adrenal medulla induced to secrete the hormones. ACTH hormone actually acts against the stress, and ACTH hormone probably stimulates the lipolysis. Lipolysis means lipid degradation. Lipid degradation means lipid breakdown. Okay. Then ACTH also stimulates the melanocyte in the skin. Melanocytes are the cells that produce melanin. ACTH stimulates the melanocyte in the skin. As a result, melanin pigment formation starts. Okay. Then ACTH stimulates the secretion of the glucocorticoid mainly, and also the adrenal androgen and mineralocorticoid from the adrenal cortex part. By means of the ACTH hormone, the adrenal cortex part start to release glucocorticoid, mineralocorticoid and adrenal androgen. Whereas by means of the ACTH, the adrenal medulla starts to release epinephrine and norepinephrine. Okay, clear? Okay. Then the next hormone is thyroid stimulating hormone, that is the TSH hormone. Why it is called thyroid stimulating hormone? Because this trophic hormone affects on the thyroid gland to stimulate the thyroid gland to secrete T3 and T4, that is the thyroxine hormone. Okay, as this TSH hormone effects on the thyroid gland to produce T3 and T4, hence it is called thyroid stimulating hormone, because this hormone stimulates the thyroid gland for producing T3 and T4. Okay, this is the actual function of the TSH. When the TSH by means of the bloodstream reach to the thyroid gland and it enters the thyroid follicle, and within the thyroid follicle, by intaking the iodine, the T3 and T4 are produced. Actually, T3 means triiodothyronine, whereas T4 means tetraiodothyronine. So T3 and T4 is induced by means of the TSH hormone. Actually, T3 and T4 are the thyroxine hormone that have several effects on our body physiology, that we discuss later when we study the thyroid gland in details. Okay. The next hormone is the gonadotropins, that is the LH and the FSH. Both the LH and FSH are produced from the gonadotrope cell of the anterior pituitary, and LH and FSH, both these hormones are glycoprotein hormone, because they are produced by means of the protein as well as carbohydrate. Glycoproteins means proteins plus carbohydrate. Okay. Then after secreting from the anterior pituitary gonadotrope cell, the FSH and LH cell acts on our testes and ovary actually. Okay. The FSH is responsible for the FSH, the full form of FSH is follicle stimulating hormone. So we can say that the FSH hormone released from the anterior pituitary, it affects on the follicles, that is the Graafian follicle of the ovary, and induce the development of the follicle, and maturation of the ovum. Okay. On other way, in case of male, FSH induce the spermatogenesis process. Spermatogenesis is the production of sperm. So in male, the FSH induce the spermatogenesis process, whereas in female, FSH induce the follicle development and ovum development. Clear? In male, the FSH acts on the Sertoli cell to produce the androgen binding protein. Clear? And conversion of the testosterone to the estradiol, and it also induces the inhibin production. Inhibin is a negative controlled hormone. Then the LH means luteinizing hormone. This is responsible for the maturation of ovarian follicle, and it helps in the ovulation. Ovulation is the key. Ejection of the ovum from the ovary is called ovulation. We all know that on the day of 14 of the menstrual cycle, the ovulation occurs. That is the ejection of the ovum from the ovary occurs. So after the ovulation, by means of the LH, corpus luteum formed. Corpus luteum is the major portion for secretion of the progesterone. Okay. The next hormone is last hormone, that is the prolactin hormone. Prolactin, PRL hormone. Prolactin hormone is secreted from the mammotroph cell of the anterior pituitary. Mammotroph cell. It is a type of protein hormone and it is made up of 198 amino acids. Okay. Actually, prolactin hormone affects on the mammary gland by means of secretion of the milk after childbirth. When the estrogen and the progesterone levels become low, then PRL level high, and it induces is responsible for initiation of the lactation, that is the milk secretion from the mammary gland. Okay. After the childbirth, it induces on the mammary gland, and as a result, fast lactation starts and continues. Okay. So all the hormones secreted from the anterior pituitary portions are completed here. So we can repeat the name of the hormone, that are GH, that is the somatotrophic hormone, then ACTH, adrenocorticotropic hormone, then TSH, thyroid stimulating hormone, then LH, luteinizing hormone, then FSH, follicle stimulating hormone, and then lastly prolactin hormone. These all are secreted from the anterior pituitary hormone, anterior pituitary part of the hypophysis, that is the adenohypophysis. Okay.